Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging headfirst into a really key chapter in the wizarding world.
We are. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
Exactly. And our mission, for this deep dive, it's really to unpack why this fifth book feels so pivotal, why it's seen as darker and honestly just unforgettable. It really changed the game for the series.
Definitely. We've looked at a detailed summary and a review, kind of pulling out the core ideas about its impact. It's quite a study in how a fantasy series can really grow up.
Yeah, it really mirrors its audience growing up, too. So if you're curious about how a beloved series tackles, complex emotions, maybe even reflects some real-world stuff and moves beyond just pure fantasy, well, this one's for you.
Let's dive in.
Okay, so Harry gets back to Hogwarts. But it's not the usual return, is it? He's immediately caught up in this political storm.
Right. The Ministry of Magic is just refusing point blank to believe Voldemort's back. They're actually calling Harry and Dumbledore liars. It's quite chilling, like institutional gaslighting.
It really is. And the Ministry's response is so calculated, they send in Dolores Umbridge.
Umbridge. She's not just the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. The review we looked at calls her a chillingly effective instrument, someone meant to shut down the truth at Hogwarts.
And that sickly sweet thing she does makes the tyranny feel even worse somehow, more unsettling than Voldemort just being openly evil.
Yeah, it's that insidious kind of power, very well drawn.
And it's all this pressure, this denial that just, chips away at Harry. It forces his hand. He feels alone, angry.
So he starts Dumbledore's army.
Exactly. This secret group where students actually practice real defense spells. It's not just studying. It's a proper act of rebellion, student-led defiance against the Ministry's lies. Shows Harry stepping up, really.
And that ties right into his internal struggles, doesn't it? The review really highlights how Rowling uses those visions from Voldemort, the occlumency lesson.
Oh, those painful lessons.
Yeah, right. They show Harry not just as a hero fighting evil, but as this teenager dealing with some serious trauma and, frankly, a lot of anger.
It's as gripping as the external plot.
And then he learns more about the prophecy, too. That whole neither can live while the other survives thing.
Which just raises the stakes enormously. It's not just personal anymore. It's like destiny, adding this huge psychological weight.
Which all builds and builds until that massive battle at the Department of Mysteries.
So intense, very chaotic, very visceral.
Yeah, and the ending, the death of Sirius Black. He's such a key figure, both for the Order and for Harry personally.
It's a total gut punch, and it profoundly changes Harry. You see him grappling with loss, guilt, that massive weight of responsibility. It's rough.
Yeah. And that moment, Sirius's death, it really seals the book's reputation, I think.
I agree. The review strongly emphasizes this is where the series takes that definite, darker, more mature turn. The main theme's grief, feeling totally isolated, fighting back. They give it this emotional depth we hadn't quite seen before. It's less about the fun magic and more about the messy reality of war and denial.
Exactly.
Now, people always mention it's the longest book. And yeah, it can feel a bit slow sometimes.
That's fair. It is long. But the analysis points to the emotional payoff being worth that investment of time. And why? Because Harry's internal battles feel so real.
You really feel his anger, his pain, that sense of being abandoned. It wasn't quite that raw before.
Right. So the length serves that purpose. It earns that payoff.
And we get great new characters, too. Luna Lovegood.
Oh, Luna. She's wonderful. Brings this quirky yet somehow very clear perspective.
She's a fantastic contrast to Umbridge's rigid awfulness. And Umbridge herself just, wow, so hateable, but adds so much texture.
They absolutely enrich the story and Harry's whole experience. Luna especially, she's almost like this beacon of, unconventional wisdom.
So the review gives it a strong 4.5 out of 5, calls it bold, intense.
Less whimsical, more psychological, and utterly unforgettable. And it's because of those mature themes, the character depth.
So wrapping this up for you, our listeners. Order of the Phoenix really goes beyond just being another magic story.
It dives deep into some heavy emotional and psychological stuff. It marks a real turning point and maturation for the whole series. It makes us think about some uncomfortable things.
Yeah, about truth and power and how they interact.
Absolutely.
So here's something to chew on. What does it really mean when a fantasy story reflects so powerfully these real-world struggles? Like believing something is true when everyone in power denies it.
And think about how rebellion, big or small acts of defiance, how that grows out of intense pressure. Harry's journey, Feeling isolated but still fighting back.
It kind of reflects those universal battles we all face, maybe in smaller ways,
Yeah.
against overwhelming odds. Definitely something to ponder.